I'll have a blue Christmas without you.
Filmmaking, as any veteran will tell you, has an awful lot to do with luck. Sometimes you sit down and play for as long as your money holds out, and you don't win a thing. Sometimes you're on a hot streak, and then lose it all at the last hand. And sometimes the perfect hand comes along. You bet everything. And even when you win, you still lose. Simon West knows a lot about this. He's become synonymous with chasing luck from table to table, so to speak. His debut, Con Air, is one of the most beautiful and vulgar pieces of action filmmaking from the heyday of the blockbuster in America, which is a bit like starting your career with Citizen Kane, a blessing and a curse. His next few films would gross hundreds of millions of dollars, but West never caught on, never became a brand, and thus couldn't stay a fixture in the American cinema, or really anywhere's cinema. By the 2010s, he was practically a gun for hire, chasing deals and tax breaks all over the globe.
The alarm will have triggered by now. We gotta go.
Just want to see if I can get more gold out of it.
He's a director who has learned how to survive, how to make what the market demands while putting his style in where it's most needed and best suited.
I look around these dirty walls, home to hookers and drunken brawls. But there is life between these cracks. Check out the chicas with the giant racks. They have no clothes, but they have dignity. Yeah, I'm gonna make myself a symphony. So come write a song while you're dancing in that thong. Light, God only knows that I fought that fight.
You can always tell Somewhere got real friendly to international co-productions when his movies are set there. Wildcard was made in a run of lukewarmly received but competent, leading great vehicles for British action star Jason Statham, one of the last real movie stars.
It's megalodon.
Statham also knew a thing or two about watching markets. He's become recession-proof, and even with an armful of box office poison in his back catalog, he soldiers on, a force for pure entertainment in this divided world.
What are you doing in my room?
Well, how did I get into this shitbox hotel room? Because I'm a real spy.
I thought you quit.
We have to stop the sale of a nuclear bomb. And they send in someone who looks like Santa Claus's fucking wife.
Did you forget? I am undercover. Because you're not supposed to be here.
Well, I make a habit of doing things that people say I can't do. Walk through fire, water ski blindfolded, take up piano at a late age. And I'm gonna take down DeLuca and Rayner and Dudiev. I'm gonna get that bomb back.
Why do you even care what I do?
You really think you're ready for the field? I once used defibrillators on myself. I put shards of glass in my fucking eye. I've jumped from a high-rise building using only a raincoat as a parachute. During the threat of an assassination attempt, I appeared convincingly in front of Congress as Barack Obama.
In blackface?
He and West first worked together on a remake of the Charles Bronson movie The Mechanic, and learned that they were a good match. West came in and directed The Expendables 2 for Statham, one of my favorite bad movies ever. A true fascist comedy.
You missed.
You're aiming!
Fire! Fire! Fire!
So when Statham was tailoring a film for his specific skill set, he knew West would help him when he needed him at the 11th hour. Screenwriter William Goldman was effectively retired when Statham picked up his script for a forgotten Burt Reynolds movie called Heat, based on his 1985 novel. Goldman, one of the most famous and celebrated writers in America, had fallen out of favor, but it was still a shock to see his name on a Jason Statham movie most people saw on home video. The movie of Heat was a disaster in every way. Burt Reynolds punched his director Dick Richards in the face, breaking his jaw. He promptly quit and sued the star, though he could have had it worse. He could have stayed and finished making the picture. Statham and original producer Cassian Elwes developed the script again, this time with Brian De Palma directing, though he had to drop out just before shooting began. West came in and made his best film since Con Air.
Could you tell me something about yourself, please?
Well, I've been knocked down, blown up, lied to, shit on, shot at.
So nothing surprises me much anymore, except the things that people do to each other. I'm a licensed pilot.
I lectured on economics at Yale, and I can memorize the front page of the New York Times in 5 minutes.
And repeat it back to you in 5 weeks. I was National Golden Gloves champion 3 years in a row. I'm fluent in 4 languages and can wrestle with a menu in 5 more.
Jesus.
And don't interrupt me. There's more.
More?
Yeah. I lie a lot.
An ironclad Goldman script, who gave the project his blessing, having worked with West on The General's Daughter, this director had material he could trust, and Statham had a character to which he could give his all. Statham plays a freelance bodyguard for high rollers in Las Vegas, too much of a compulsive gambler to leave town, reduced to taking money on jobs that seem more like pranks. But he can't make real money because he'll blow it, though he still dreams of escape.
What happened?
It was all horseshit. It's just a loser's dream.
I don't get you.
This is not what I need. 5 years would only be fine at first. After that, I just realized that every day was another day closer to being back here. Never pushed the logic because I never thought I'd be in this position. $500,000. $500,000's nothing. Not now, what I really need.
What's that?
Fuck you, money.
West enjoys placing his camera at every angle he can find to paint the purgatory that is Las Vegas. A bleary-eyed neon way station, where it's somehow always the middle of the night or the first thing in the morning. The film gets as close to real darkness and desperation as the Statham brand can tolerate.
You know, I kept calling out for you in emergency. The doctor says I kept saying Nick over and over again. I thought that you were the one who...
They did.
I don't know. That's why I found you. So I had a date last night. When I left, I got to the elevator and the doors were opening. But it was going up. And there were 3 guys inside. The young guy was the boss. He's built real strong, like a fighter. The 2 big guys were his flunkies. And the fighter says, "Come on to the party." And I said I was tired, and he said, "Hey, I'm too pretty to turn down." And he pulled me inside, and we get to his suite. And I said, "Where's the party?" And he says, "You're it."
It's a seedy and unforgiving place, but it's home. And a man like Statham's Nick Wilde has had to find ways to make it feel like home, because he knows he isn't going anywhere else.
Hey, baby. Want a blowjob?
Thank you, Catherine.
I can't see shit without my glasses. Is that you, Nikki?
It is.
Well, Merry Christmas.
Welcome to Las Vegas, Mr. Kinnick.
That is, until an old friend puts him in a bind that turns into a strange opportunity.
That's him.
Better be. Or he's got one hell of a lawsuit.
He's topping them up pretty good. Remember me?
You know who I am?
Of course. You're the party giver.
You can learn about the mechanics of film financing from any given Simon West movie these days. Here it's plain as day where the $30 million budget went. Las Vegas exteriors, New Orleans interiors, a stellar supporting cast made up of people who flew in for the day to make Statham's reality more concrete and to bring out different things in him as a performer. And best of all, Statham's transporter director Corey Yuen brought in to handle the action scenes. West's visual grammar has a sensibility ripped from graphic novels, and together he and Yuen staged the bone-crunching action sequences as breaks from reality, seconds slowed to minutes. Statham's fists have never felt heavier, and yet the choreography's deftness fits the sleazy milieu. It doesn't feel like a champion martial artist took over, but rather that the world's most physical street fight has broken out in a place that can't contain it. This is one of the very best action sequences of the decade. Something the film lets you forget is coming because it's so entrenched in Statham's high-stakes turns of the cards.
Nick Wilde, how you doing? You need to come with us. Mr. DeMarco's waiting.
Dreaming of a white Christmas.
He fights because he lost everything and didn't have to. He can't control fate, but he can make someone pay for his. You forget for a moment that this is a Statham movie until he starts administering the beatdown of a lifetime. West distracts with one hand and produces your card with the other.
Listen, and children, listen to him. Sleeping in the snow, I am dreaming of a white Christmas. With the Christmas card arrive.
Statham isn't an actor asked to do a lot of dramatic heavy lifting, but here he shows he's more than capable of holding together a movie in which nothing explodes. Though God knows he's an ace at anchoring those, too. His grief and wounded pride, the way he turns being a loser into a strength. They paint a picture of a big fish, content in his small pond, aware that he can't carry this kind of heft if he ever got it together to leave. West could certainly relate. With a big enough budget, the right cast, and a good script, he's one of our most marvelous genre filmmakers. But as any gambler will tell you, you can't expect blackjack every hand.
Hey. That bad, huh?
West continues to go where the money is, leaving behind films great and small. And in the middle of it, Wild Card, a personal statement about a man trying to follow his luck from table to table. Wild Card lost big, but it won, too. This is a film that has aged wonderfully, about betting it all for a chance to live.
I'm leaving. I'm only here to give you present gratitude of everything you've taught me.
What, for Christ's sakes?
That everyone's afraid. That I'm not the only cowardly asshole in this world. You're one too.
I really needed this now.
What I have to deal with is that I'm the one inside my own skin. Maybe it's not so terrible. And if you could admit what you are, you might find it's not so terrible either.